Hey there, scrapbook friends. It's Nicole from Nicole's Scrapbooks, and welcome to episode 60 of our Theme Park Thursday series. We're still at Hollywood Studios. We have another single page today. This one doesn't really have a theme. It was just some random photos. I had a little trouble figuring out what to do with it. I chose papers based on kind of what we were wearing in the pictures, but now that I'm looking at it again, I don't know. I could have gone with any one of a bunch of colors, but I had several pieces of this pink paper left from Botanical Burst. I did get to use a shimmer brush pen and a teeny tiny bit of journaling, and it filled in the empty space that I needed so that my next layout can hopefully be a double page spread and we can get through the end of this day at Hollywood Studios. So I do have a cutting mishap in this layout. I don't know what I did wrong. So when we get to the part where I'm cutting the green paper, pay attention and see if you can figure out what I did wrong, because somehow I managed to cut this paper really, really crooked to the point that I ended up having to get out a new sheet and recut it. And then you can only see like a couple little specks of it anyway. But I don't know. It obviously was user error, because when I cut the second paper, I did okay. But I have no idea what I did. So stay tuned for this scrapbooking mystery of where did Nicole mess up, and to see how this Making Magic scrapbook layout came together. All right, these are our pictures just in front of the Chinese theater at Disney's Hollywood Studios. And I have 4 of them, so they all need to go on one page. And there are 3 of them that are horizontal and 1 that's vertical. So that really limits me in what I can do. This one could probably be trimmed down. So I could do something like this. Again, Katie, yeah. It's going to be the right-hand page. If you remember, the left hand is going to be Louisa that we did last week. We are all wearing matching shirts. However, it was chilly, so we're not matching anymore. So do I want to bring out the Chinese theater? Do I want to bring out something about the studios? I love this one with the confetti. I love that Katie always opens her mouth when we have done these. And so it almost looks like she's trying to eat the confetti. This one could also be trimmed a smidge down. This one we could trim a smidge that way. So I could have a little bit of variety. It doesn't have to be all exactly squished in. I don't want to trim them too much. And this one I think I want to put in on a mat. This is probably the least. I mean, this is basically the exact same picture, just bodies and not bodies. So I could do one that was just 3. And because the last one, here it is right here, I haven't put it in the book yet, it kind of has these horizontal lines in it. I think I want to do something vertically with this one. And I want the colors to be different. And I'm kind of thinking of like the pink and the green. We did just go see Wicked last weekend. And so maybe that's why I'm thinking of pink and green. I don't know if I'm going to use this one or not, because it really just is. Well, actually, this one is kind of better because it shows the Chinese theater better. Yeah. Okay, maybe we're doing all of these. I'm liking the pink and the green. So let's see what I can find. We used, that Muppet page a few weeks ago. We used that, was it Botanical Burst? Let's pull that one back out and see if I've got some pink and green type things that can work together for that. All right, I'm actually going to scoot my camera back a little bit because I keep going off the screen. So I do have this. This is that Botanical Burst that we used. And I really do like this confetti, even though we used, I don't know if we'd use this one. Oh, we used the green one for the Muppets, but we could possibly use that. Interestingly enough, I don't seem to have a folder for Botanical Burst, even though I should have a folder for it. I might have had a folder and not put it back, so it might be in a different bin and not in the pod insert. Sorry, trying to show you stuff and still fit. So I just have one that just says color collections. And then this just lives up on the shelf behind me. So I definitely don't want to use this this green that we use for the Muppets, because we use that for the Muppets. And I don't think I want to use this. I'm not sure about the pink. I might be okay using the pink. This was mix and match. Oh boy, I didn't put things away. That's a bad habit of mine. I kind of do like this because of the confetti. And because I did use the green one for the studios, the same day at the studios, I think I can get away with this again. But I don't want to do what I did before, which is make a frame. Like, my brain is saying, oh, we could cut a frame and maybe we punch something out of it. I don't want to do that because I've already done that with this kind of paper. Trouble is, this is the one that can get trimmed down. So I think I'm going to cut this one and cut this one and put it in a frame. Have I done a circle in a while? I haven't done a circle in a while. I don't think I've done a circle in a while. Tower of Terror, Olaf. Yeah, we could do something with a circle. We could do something with a half circle. Let's see. You know, the whole reason I did this last time was to have the green. I could use the back of the green, which is this. Oh, that's a lot of patterns. Whoa, that's a lot of patterns. Maybe I use the pink because it's not the same green. I don't know. I think obviously this was the hardest paper that I had to use. Okay, now I'm still coming off the screen. Oh, I moved it with my my pod. All right, I definitely want to do this. I want to do something green. Do I want to do, I said I wanted to do something vertical. Maybe I cut this. Can I do this 4? No, it'll cut off somebody's hand if I do it at 4, which will be the same as this. But I could put this in a mat and then make that, make it match that way. Because I definitely, I don't want it to go all the way across. Let's see. All right, so if we cut this a little bit past her hand, that gives me the advantage of cutting off some of these people, which is always nice. Because heaven forbid anybody knows that there were other people at Disney World when I was there. We went in December of 2020 during COVID, and they were really limiting the number of people. You had to wear masks and everything like that, and everything was very socially distanced, but it was so empty. It was wonderful. I don't love how this little tower is on the edge here either. It's not quite centered, and that's killing me. Do something like this. Frame this one down here, maybe, or do it like this and frame that up there. And then I could still cut this down a little bit and be able to do the frame. I think I'm going to do that. Oh, I feel like I'm getting stuck with the, just putting an insert piece right here. I don't want to do that. Let me see if I can find something that's this green that will hopefully coordinate, even though this pink is not the same. Maybe I don't want, it's that pink though, right there on that piece of confetti. Let's find a piece of light green. What on earth color would that be? All right, this one is called Light Moss. It's almost a little bit too bright, but it's close. This one's called Pear. Way too yellow, way too yellow. Marsh Green. Again, too yellow. This one maybe is the best. This was Mint Green. Nope, I think it's this one. But what could we do? Could I do something, I've got my beloved little circle cutter. Maybe I do the green. Ooh, maybe I do this pink as a frame, just a small frame. And then this green as a background, and then I do like a half circle, maybe a half circle and a half circle, like cut the circle, not quite in half, but like 2/3 and 1/3 as a background. I think I need to sketch this out. So that's another great use for these papers that come in your packaging. If I did a little mini frame and then I had like a half circle here and a half circle there, but not quite halves. And then I'd have this one down here and that one down there, that one up there, and then this one like that. That kind of actually covers over the middle of this half circle, though. It might defeat the purpose of even having the half circle. Maybe if I did, well, I would say if I did a smaller, but I don't really want to do a smaller picture. I think, I don't know where I'm getting that idea. And maybe I scoot this guy over and I do some kind of a little banner right here. Some kind of something around the edges. All right, I think I want to try this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my piece of paper, and I want to be able to leave an inch border all the way around so I can have a 1/2 inch. So that means I need to do a 10-inch circle, and we're going to use the Post-it note hack. Which hopefully you've already seen me do. And if not, if I remember, I will link to my Post-it note hack video. Basically, you're just going to take your Post-it note. We want to find a way to find the exact middle of this circle maker. So I'm going to mark the center by making an X. No, that's not quite in the center. That's all right. And then we're going to mark 1 1/4 inches. It's 1 1/2, so 1 1/4. So then I'm going to take my paper and put this right, I'm positioning this right on my mat so I can have the lines on the mat to help me position this. I'll put the ruler right on the 6-inch line, and then I know that this is the 0 line. And the sticky's on that side, so I'm going to put it in that way. All right, that looks pretty straight to me. So that's right, this is on the 6, and that's on the 0 right there, that center point. So now I can set my circle cutter to 10. Oh, except that this, I want this to be, I guess this will be a little small. I want, this is going to be, I'm going to do a 1/2 inch around, so this is going to be 11. So there's going to be a 1/2 inch. That's going to be all right. We'll do this with that 1/2 inch. We'll do it at 10. Oh, I'd kind of like to do it at 10 1/2. But that doesn't give me enough space. That only gives me 3/4 inch. Okay, we're gonna do it at 10, even though that's gonna make my circle a smidge smaller than I wanted it. So now I'm putting the circle cutter on the line, lining up the black line with the cross line. That's tightened down. All right. So now I can use this as my frame, and then I can cut this guy in half to be the circles. And I need to decide if I want them at an angle, because this will be straight. Okay, we're gonna cut this down. I'm making sense in my own head, so I hope I'm making sense, you know, what's coming out of my mouth. But I want that 1/2 inch all the way around, so I'm going to cut 1 inch off 2 sides. One, turn it 90 degrees. And then this will go right here. We'll move this one out of the way. And then I'm going to do the circle kind of in here. And maybe I don't want it to touch the edge. Maybe I need to leave a 1/4 inch gap around here anyway. All right, but do I want it straight so that the, do I want it like off a little bit? I think I do want it off. I don't think I want it exactly even Steven. I think I want to do, you know, partial and partial. So yeah, this should work. And I think I will do it. I don't know, maybe I do need it straight because all the competing patterns, at least the straight lines, line up. Although I think I want to do it this way so that the little triangles are going up and down. And then yeah, I think I want it straight. That kind of surprises me. I didn't think I did. I thought I was going to want it, you know, at an angle like this. Well, maybe I do want it at an angle like that. Let's see. I'm going to take that off. I'm done with this now. Now I'm liking the straight. Okay, and that's going to allow me to cut on one of these lines right about here, maybe. So we'll use our trusty sight lines. I'm going to flip it that way. And this way I can line this just right up with my mat. Now, somebody commented recently on one of my videos that she's having trouble with her trimmer, that it isn't cutting all the way through. So I know you said that you had sent me an email. I didn't get it. I don't know if the email address was wrong, but if you notice on here, this is a safety blade on your 12-inch trimmer. And so you have to engage this button, has to release to have the blade come out. All right, can you see that? And so here on top of the trimmer is a little button in the housing. It's a little indentation that presses on this piece, but you do have to press down because when it's closed, it's not pressing on it. So if you just slide this up and down, it doesn't cut. If you just go like that, it doesn't cut. You have to make sure you press down, engage that blade. Let's see. All right, now you can see the blade. But if you don't press down, then there's no blade coming out. So I'm just going to line it up. You can use your little sight lines, but I can see on here where my blade has been cutting, where my trimmer has been cutting. I can see the line on the mat. I can see, I mean, it doesn't necessarily line up exactly with where the dotted lines are because they can be off by a little bit, but I'm just going to line that up with the actual cut line. I need a ruler because I'm having trouble. These squares are making the lines just all blur together. Okay, there's just one line in the middle. Oh, see, now this touches there. Oh, maybe I can't do it that way. So maybe I'm just going to go down. I'm not going to use that line. I'm just going to cut. Oh, but then it's not straight. In order to get that line straight, I'm going to use this actually so it's not see-through. Yeah, see, the lines aren't quite straight. Oh boy, I don't know how I feel about that. I think I want these square. Oh, one of these lines is going to be crooked, and I think I need it to be the one that goes through the lines. Deep breath, cut. All right, so that's not exactly what I was hoping for, but just the way this paper is designed, that's how it's going to have to be. So I can put it here and here, or I can put it in a little bit. I think that's what I'm going to do, is put it in a little bit so that it gives that little border. And maybe I need to do a border strip around here in a different color. Maybe a dark green or a blue, like a kind of the slate gray border inside here. All right, let me see if I can find a blue color that works there. All right, this one is called Albatross, and I think I might like that, except now I'm thinking that I might like it on the outside. Ugh, I had a plan, you guys. I had a plan, and now it's all ruined. I might like a tiny little albatross on the outside. Let me grab another piece. Of course, I have to open another pack. This was from June of 2022. So if I did that, and then I did this again, oh, and then I'm thinking, what if I put gray around the circles and kind of made it might make it a little bit cartoony. I'm gonna have to cut this down a little bit to do that mat. And the problem is now it's gonna, right now it's so perfect with the edge. Maybe I don't worry about that. Just do it like this. Although I really do like the idea of having it around the outside too. These darn borders are just addictive to me. Oh look, I had two pieces already out. Oh, and that's nice because it's actually a fairly lightweight paper. This must be two. Oh yeah, this is also two because it didn't feel that lightweight. Okay, I can't count. I guess if I cut a 1/4 inch off here, then I would still have the appropriate circles. So let's do that. Cut a 1/4 inch off, and that's actually right on this line again. So the 1/4 inch on the CM trimmer is right about the edge of the gray cutting mat. I did have somebody come to my open house last weekend that was not, I guess I hadn't coached her very well about how the 12-inch trimmer works, and she was surprised that she needed to flip her mat. But it was really torn up. She had all sorts of paper sticking to it, and so just know that with this one, it's a feature of the trimmer that you do have to flip your mat, and that allows you to get that clean cut every time. Okay, so if I do this, if I want to do this one, well, I want to do this and this around here. So I need to cut out. We're gonna do, oh, do I dare do a 1/2 inch frame? I've never tried to do a 1/2 inch frame because I'm worried about having not having enough space to put my adhesive, but I am going to try and be as frugal as I can with this paper. So we're gonna do a 1/2 inch frame, which means I'm starting the blade housing at 1.5 inches, because that's going to put my cut starting at 1/2 inch, which isn't even measured right here, but I know that that's that. I'm going to come all the way down. See, now I'm at 1 inch, but that's a little tricky, so I'm going to have to oh boy, that's scary. do it like, wrong side. I'll do it like this. There's the 1/2 inch line right there. And I've got my little blade marker touching that because it's not set up to do a 1/2 inch frame. A 1 inch is all I've ever tried to do before. This is the skinniest frame I've ever tried to do. We'll do it again. 1/2 inch. And for this one, I'm absolutely using the cut line and not the housing because this is a scary one. So I know that it's only going to be an 1/8 of an inch margin. So hopefully we'll still be okay. I probably should have just left my my trimmer or left the cut down here. And then it would already have been measured where it needed to be, but that's actually also too scary. And now the last one is easy because I can just go from cut to cut. Oh, you guys can't see that one. Move this up so you could see this one, but I can just see where the cut is and end right there. Okay, so there's my first frame. And I think I'm going to use this just to help keep my lines straight. And I'm definitely going to not be able to do Sherry Tilly's way of putting the adhesive on here because I want to make sure that it doesn't go off the edge here, or it doesn't show. So I'm going to, yeah, this is just trying to remember if I'm on the right side of the paper. Uh-oh, too much. Okay, so this part's a little tedious because I'm trying to just do super skinny, like little pieces of adhesive so that it won't come underneath. I mean, it won't really matter if it does, but because I'm not mounting this on something else yet. I mean, I'm going to put it on a regular CM white page, but I don't want to have too much sticky poking out as I'm working on it. There's another one that went off the edge. Just fold it back. Goodness sakes, I'm usually better at this not going off the edge, but look, it came off right here. Flipped a whole section off, so we'll just do a few little squares. Okay, almost made it all the way around. Again, I went off the edge. What's happening here? I do love that you can just use like 1 or 2 little strips of this adhesive, and it's not, it's not that difficult to just do. Like this one is just 1 piece right here. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see there's a little glare. Okay, so now we're going to put this on the mat. I might even could put this down with some repo. And this one, just about an 1/8 of an inch. Okay, now I just scooted everything. So 1/8 of an inch. Oh goodness, that. Okay, we're going to use some repo and stick this guy down. And I just turned it over. No reason why. I think because it's so skinny, it's just moving around a lot. So I'm going to stick it to my mat. I don't usually like to do that because I feel like this repo sticks to the mat and then I have to clean my mat. And anything that can avoid me having to do more cleaning is my favorite plan. All right, and I'm covering up the white line here, but it doesn't look like it covers it up on all the sides. Yeah, so this is a little bit smaller. We've talked about the tolerances. So this one looks like it's a little smaller than the exact 12 inches, which is kind of better than having it be too big. And then we'll put this in the middle. And the circle is not centered anymore because I cut off that edge. But that looks This is a little trickier than I thought it was going to be. I maybe should have positioned it with, oh, with some repo. All right, I think that's close enough. Close enough to have that. So now this one, if I want to do the mat around it, I will also need to cut this one down because I want this to be, this is 11 inches. So I want this one to be 11 inches. So this one needs to be 10 3/4 because I still want to have that 1/2 inch because that's going to keep that whole circle showing. So this will be 11. It's already almost 11, which is how it should be, except look at that. It's not straight again, but I think it's because of that. So I'm going to position it 11 and line it up with this and not worry about that. Oh, that's barely cut off any. So that's good. That means I was pretty close. And then again, we'll go to 11. Oh, I didn't put my little foot down. 11. We'll position it here. Okay, so it was already 11 inches, which of course, because I cut a 1/2 inch all the way around, duh. Okay, this one then will be 10 3/4. And it's cut to 11, so I'm just gonna cut a 1/4 inch off. I think that will be easier for me. I really struggle sometimes with these straight measurements with that arm extension. It doesn't, I don't know if it's because I'm working on top of other things on my table, but it doesn't stay straight, and so then my cuts get crooked. So I've just cut a 1/4 inch off. So I'm gonna have to do another tiny frame if I want to have the space. Oh yeah, I like that. I don't know that this is quite, I wanted to keep this whole circle right here and that whole circle right there, which might be, I don't know if you guys can tell what I'm talking about when I say these circles, but the white circle to right there. Oh no, that's a 5/8 number. Okay, I'm gonna put this on here so that it lines up with these little, yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this smaller. I'm gonna have to cut it right here, whatever measurement that is, and right here, whatever measurement that is. I don't know what that's going to be. I'm just gonna cut it. So basically, I think I took a whole another 1/2 inch. But I can see that it lines up with these lines. This one is, I need a little bit more, I think. And it's feeling a little crooked again. Somebody asked me recently if I had trouble with my trimmer not cutting straight, and I don't feel like I do, but maybe I don't care enough about real precision. I don't know. I feel like I usually can get it to cut pretty straight, but this one was not. Look at that. There's a little sliver at the top and it went away at the bottom. So now we'll try it again, and I'm just lining it up with the lines on here. And I also need I need a smidge more off. Okay, it's good on the top and bottom. And you know what? It's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, so now I need to figure out how much I need to trim this guy down. It looks like I need another 1/4 inch or so. And I wouldn't have had to do that if I wasn't trying to use this pattern on the paper and keep it as a full frame. Oops. My trimmer just reached out and grabbed all that paper. So it's a little bit more than a 1/4 inch, looks like, that I'm having to cut off. which is about what I just cut off of the gray. All right. Actually, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to flip these over. But can I fit, if I wanted to cut a circle, I cannot. I cannot cut another circle out of this and feel safe about having enough space to have my mat. So I'm going to, I think I'm still going to cut out the center of this. I'll do the 1 inch because that's easy, just to save this. Maybe I'll use it for the mat on my photo. So there, it's on the 1. So I go to the 2. And then I just line up till the blade housing lines up with the edge of the paper. I have no idea what size this particular square is going to be because I'm not using measurements, but this 1 inch guideline is you know, the frame is my easiest. The easiest number for me is the 1 inch. Okay. And this is as much about wanting to reduce bulk in my layout as it is wanting to save on paper. Again, this is the side that has the pencil marks on it, so that's the side I want to put down. Oh, it's a little bit more adhesive than I like to use. All right, now we'll see if we can just line it up with these lines. Oh, little. There we go. I like that. All right, and then this one will fit right on here. Maybe. I might maybe need a little smidge more off of this one, because this isn't feeling straight to me again. See how it lines up on these two edges, but not down here? So this is something and a half. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and a half. And it's a little bit off the 10 and a half. I'm sitting on my cutting mat, which could be part of the problem. 10 and a half. Yeah, this isn't, cut a smidge off there. 10 and a half. Remember this same paper that I cut with before that it was crooked. 10.5. Look at that. Look how messed up it is. And I don't know what I've done. But this is supposed to be 10 and a half. And why isn't it? And this next piece is crooked too. 10 and a half. That's off by a lot. And now I bet this isn't even going to be 10 and a half. And now I'm a little bit worried. I don't think it's straight. No, it's not straight at all. Look, what have I done? Okay, I don't want to fold the arm out. I'm going to leave the arm not folded, and we're just going to try and straighten this guy and see what we get. That one was in the middle where I got the cut. That one's this is the one that's way, way off. Look how much that's off. Y'all, what have I done? Okay, now I've cut all the sides, so let's see what happens if I turn it one more time. It's still messed up. What on earth is happening here? Every time I cut it, it's cutting crooked. Even though I keep going around and around, it's kind of wobbling up here, but I don't know if maybe one of my edges wasn't straight. Ah, this is terrible. All right, let's put it on the mat and see what's going on. Because now I've cut it down so far, it's not even gonna fit. I'm gonna have to cut another piece. Yeah, look, off, off, horrible. Horrible. No idea what I did. Okay, so I wanted a piece that's 10.5. It was light moss. And instead of folding out the arm to measure, I'm going to measure on this side. 10.5 is 1.5 inches smaller than 12. That one's straight. This one's straight. Okay, now I've cut these two. So now what happens if we put this here? This is not, look, it's moving a little bit because this is not straight right here now. But I know that these two pieces are straight. So that's really interesting. I'm going to be talking to Creative Memories about that and see what I'm doing wrong. Maybe I shouldn't be bracing it along that straight edge. All right, this is one of those, do I really show you guys this video? This is embarrassing. But now the frame at least is mostly all the way. Nope, it's still, because probably the other one's a little crooked. That's almost like a 1/16 of an inch frame. But I'm gonna call it good because I do not want to have to cut it again, and I don't know what happened with that cut. Why did that happen? Maybe I'm supposed to not use the top. I'm supposed to use the lines on the grid. I don't know. All right, this little corner has a little fold up, so I'm going to move it down here. Except I think I'm going to want the dark pink pointing to the bottom, even though nobody cares except me. That one's not straight either. Is it because this piece didn't get cut straight? Maybe it's the gray that's not straight. Or maybe it's because the paper is moving. I don't know. That is not even. It's wider here. This is terrible, you guys. I'm embarrassed. Okay, well, what I'm going to do then, we're going to measure on both sides. So this one, I want this to come here, and I want this to come here, and then I want this to be here, and this to be here. That's going to be a little tricky. I better make that line go all the way across. I will admit to you that I'm having the thought go through my head that I should just rewind and go back and not even tell you that all this happened. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to, I just felt my paper slide. I'm going to show you the whole process. And I'm going to use this line right here. Keep it straight. There's adhesive on the back, so that's making this a little bit tricky. Does that look straight to you? And again, that didn't cut where I wanted it. All right. I've had this trimmer for many years, and it's just recently that I've started having some of these issues. Never, maybe because I've started cutting all these darn frames, but never have I felt like it hasn't been straight before. And this one I have to erase because I already have adhesive on the back. That side also has some. We'll put those on the bottom. Oh, how did that one have... All the corners have pencil lines? That's weird. All right. Yeah, this doesn't even feel straight at all. It feels really wobbly. Oh, I guess I could have used a decorative blade, and that can make up for a multitude of sins. All right, that's 1,000 times better. So whatever I'm doing wrong, I need to figure that out. So then there's this and this, which I can just put it in. I guess I could still put it around the right along the edge now with that gap in the middle. And then we'll put our pictures here, here. Yeah, you don't even really see the circles though, do you? Here, now it's too small, I'm gonna have to cut that off, and here, I'm also have to cut that one off. All right, we're gonna have to cut all of these down now because I don't have a full 12-inch canvas to work with. I've reduced that to the 11-inch canvas, so to speak. So that's good. I can cut these people and their stroller out. And I can cut that little bar that was annoying me out. It's still not quite centered, but better. And then this one I'll also center us a little bit better in the photo. This one, there's some little confetti right there. I don't really want to lose it, but it's not real confetti. It's just magic shot confetti. They add that in after the fact. So this ended up being a longer video than I expected because of my little trimmer mishap. I suppose I could do it like this. Nope, I want to do it that way. All right, I'm going to stick these down. And I think I am going to leave just a hair of the green showing. Well, maybe. Yep, I think I am going to leave just a little smidge of the green showing. On purpose. Look at that. I had a little string. I've never had a string with the circle cutter before. It's been a rough 3 weeks, y'all. Maybe I need a vacation. But next week we got our Savvy Scrapbookers coming up, so it won't be a vacation right now. Okay, this one I think I am going to do the gray paper. I think I'm going to do a wider, I like to vary the widths of the mat. So I think I'm going to do that a little bit wider. And this one I can trim the top little snippet off because now that I've cut the sides, it changes the proportion. I don't need all that sky. Oh, that's right. I want this one to be down here, and this one to be right here. And then this one can be right here, and it'll still give us a little bit of that frame. And hopefully this one is straight. I'm feeling very confused about why my paper isn't straight. I think I'm going to use the photo trimmer now that this piece is smaller. Because because I know my little guillotine blade will cut straight. Okay. Maybe I need, though, a decorative edge on this. I've seen a lot of straight lines. Do I want the scallop? I don't think I want the scallop. The wave? Victorian. Oh, this is something I just learned, which is great. I have always put my blades in with so the curves match in here, but sometimes people have told me they've had trouble getting their blades out, that they're kind of stuck. You can put them in backwards, and then you can put your finger right here and pop the blade out. So you can either put them in so that the curve matches, or so that it's opposite. It still locks in there, but then you have this little place to pop your finger in to get it out, which I think is super. Okay. However, I've already cut my paper. I don't have another piece of paper, so I'm going to cut this piece right here and experiment. I stuck that down, didn't I? Do I want a decorative edge right here? Yeah, I don't know if I do. I don't know if I do want a decorative edge. That feels a little, it feels a little sloppy. I think we'll stick with the straight line edge. There is not much room to journal. There's not much room to, oh yeah, this has got a repull on the bottom still. There's not much room to do anything. I need some kind of embellishment. Something with like the confetti would be cute. You can't even see the circles. All that stress about how to cut them. I think it's going to be like that. Do I want to go farther down? So that I have, oh yeah, if I do it that way, you see a little circle at the top. So I'm going to kind of position these less than a 1/4 inch. I started to say 2/8, but turns out that's a 1/4 inch. So whatever this distance is, that's between an 1/8 and a 1/4. And this one maybe doesn't need many embellishments because the paper is kind of crazy busy. Oh, what if we did this not straight? What if we did like at an angle? Maybe I like that better, and then I could put a title right here. But what I don't want to say Chinese theater because it's not really, that's just irrelevant. Maybe I'll say making magic. But I think I want to trim this down now. Remember I said I didn't want it to be the same width. Now I feel like I don't like the wider mat. I didn't trim much of it off. I trimmed a smidge off. That's a little bit better. I think I like that better. Now I feel like I want to put something under here that could be, like this is almost a light pink, not a white. It's white. Maybe I do want a piece of white. Let's see. Maybe take this paper that I just used. I'm gonna put I could use the square punch, couldn't I? I use the square punch, then I know that my squares will be exactly the same size, and I'm going to punch 3 of them, even though I don't know that I can use 3. 1, 2, 3. I don't know what I'm doing actually with this. But I'm going to round the corners to kind of mimic this. Maybe I put a little circle in the middle. I'll have to probably cut that with the custom cutting system. I guess I could use just a red, a pen and just do a dot, just draw a dot. You ever watch Muppet Treasure Island? There's a scene in there where they talk about the black spot. All right, so if I put this behind here, no, I don't know, I don't like that. Nah, I don't like that. They look like marshmallows or something, and they don't go. Okay, nope on that. Oh, a flower? I don't like flowers. I don't want to put flowers on my non-flowery page. I like the confetti. I wish I had something confetti-ish. But the thought of cutting anything more just feels really tedious. What if I put a little, not with this, but with another paper, a little pink, like a dark pink with a little banner on the side. That color. Dark pink, let's see. All right, I have a few pieces left of my beloved raspberry cardstock. I think, oh, I wish I had like some vellum, like some pink vellum. Did we ever have pink vellum? And if so, what on earth paper pack would it be in? I think I'm gonna cut, I don't wanna, I think it'd be easier if I just do the whole back. So this is a 4-inch picture, so I'm gonna cut a 4-inch strip of my beloved raspberry. Ooh, maybe, no, I don't know if I want to use the decorative edge. I think I'm going to just cut a banner edge. All right, yeah, that's kind of working for me. If I do this, maybe even cut it down a smidge more, and then I can just do a banner on either side. Okay, so right about here. And then I'm just going to, oh, where are my scissors? All right, I'm just going to fold this and cut a pretty shallow banner by cutting from the fold to the point. And I like these scissors better because the blade's a little bit longer than compared to like the microchip scissors. I'll do that. Oh yeah, that's gonna work. And then I want this to be right about, do I want it all the way to here? Okay, so what I'm gonna do this time, I'm gonna go on the back and I'm going to mark the point of this triangle so that when I fold this to do my other side, it will, I know where to start my cut right here at that pencil line so that I get the exact same angle on both sides. And now I can't see which side had the pencil line. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I have the pink glitter pen. I don't know if I do. We just came out with it, but I might not have brought one home. All right, I don't have the pink one, but I have the clear one. So let's see what it will look like if we do a little bit of shimmer. So if you've used these glitter pens before, when you first use it, you take the, there's a black ring, you take the black ring out, you unscrew it, take the black ring out, and then you screw it back together, and that allows the brush tip to puncture where the ink is. Then after that, you don't want to, you squeeze it to get it going, but you don't want to keep squeezing it while you're using it. You just want to use it like a little paintbrush. So that's what just the clear glitter does. Just gives a little bit of glitter. I think I do want to do that. And I'm going to do it on here. And if I hate it, I'll just use the back, but just going to brush a little glitter. And I don't have to do the whole thing because most of it's going to be covered up by that other picture. And maybe I won't even go like the whole surface. Maybe I'll just do the edges. All right, I'm liking this. I don't know if you can see it. Let me zoom down. All right, can you see just a little bit of glitter on the edges? And it actually looks, as the ink is drying, it changes the color of the paper, but as the ink is drying, the paper is going back to the color that it was. So I'm just gonna again go around the edge, and you see I'm not squeezing. I don't have to squeeze it. It's already coming out. The ink is engaged. And then I'm just going to kind of do a little bit in this corner, just some shimmer. I haven't done a lot with these shimmer brush pens, but I sure do like shimmery things. It's very subtle. Might need a little bit more. You can see that like it's changing the color of the paper, but as the liquid, I don't know if it's an adhesive or an ink, but as that dries, it goes back to the regular color. And it just leaves that shimmer. This one's the clear, which was in a secret box. This was the first of the shimmers that we got. Okay, a little, maybe I want a little bit more. Maybe I'm going to just do this whole little section. But because it's a paintbrush, it's pretty easy to fill in all this space. And you know, it's so subtle, I don't even know if anyone else will be able to see it, but. Okay, kind of like that. Just a little bit of shimmer. Okay. I think I'm going to tuck this behind that picture. You don't even really see the circle at all. I'll do that one on top right there. That one over the top. Okay. And the ink is still feeling a little bit wet, so I want to not put it on top of my layout just in case it transfers some of that glitter. It's not glitter, it's shimmer. I mean, I'm sure it is glitter, but like it, you know, glitter leaves glitter everywhere. And this doesn't do that. So, like that. And this will go right on top of there. Yeah, that works. Well, do I want it a little higher up? Maybe I want it a little higher up. Okay, like that. It kind of changed, it did change the color of that raspberry paper a smidge. All right, and what do we say we're going to do? Making Magic. And of course, I want to use white ABC stickers. So let's see if I have enough. I'm going to do lowercase, Making Magic, lowercase white ABCs. So you'll be happy to know that I bought more white ABCs because I've been going through them so much. So even if we don't have enough left over, we'll have enough. And let's use the ruler. All right, I won't make you watch this. Okay, I had enough without opening the new package to write Making Magic, and I kind of like it not particularly straight. I think I want to do it, well, I don't know. Do I want to do it in line with this? Or straight? Oh, we're at the top. No, it won't fit. It'll go off the edge. Or across here. Maybe I'll put it right across there. Let's see, either at a diagonal or straight. I think I want to go across the picture. M A K I N. Oh, I don't want to cover up little Grogu here on her purse. All right, I think I like it. Oh, this one, I want to change the angle just a smidge. Making Magic. And then we will dot our I's. And I'll do a little journaling, and I think I'll do it on a little triangle. Oh, unless I did it on this little shape that I already had, because I don't have much to say. Have I already said that they are good sports to stop for all the fun PhotoPass pictures? I think I want a green pen. I have this one. That'll work. All right, let me come up with something to say using this. And I think maybe I'm going to get the pink, if I have a hot pink dot tip pen, maybe I'll put a couple dots around the journaling. All right, I've got a couple of options. I've got this pink. That's a little too pink. This one's red. That kind of maybe would work. And then this one isn't a dot pen, it's just a regular, but that's probably the best one. And I thought I had a hot pink dot tip pen, but I obviously need a better system for keeping my pens organized. Okay, I maybe did a few too many little dots, but I just said the girls are such good sports to shop for all the magic shots, and it's kind of going to be a little bit tricky to see, but I think I'm just going to put it right there because I got nothing really to say about this. We just stopped to get our picture taken, and they are good sports to stop for my magic shots, and I think maybe that's going to be enough. This video took me longer, or this layout took me longer than I had anticipated. So here you have it, layout 60 in our Theme Park Thursday series. It's pretty basic, it's pretty generic. I don't know that it really does anything special. It just was a way to show off these pictures. Is it boring? Not quite boring because I used too much pink, but I love that I was able to use this paper and that I was able to use it here and the same piece of gray and the shimmer pen. It tells a story. The cute picture that I wanted to save is in here. Is it necessarily my favorite layout ever? Probably not, but I don't hate it. And it shows off my picture, and that's always what's the most important. So next week, let's see, we've got Oh, the One Man's Dream exhibit. That's one of my favorite things at Hollywood Studios. Is it worth doing a whole layout? I don't know. The Runaway Railroad, that's definitely worth the whole thing. This one we might not even do, actually. Now that I think about it. We might not be doing this. We might be doing Runaway Railway next week, so that'll be fun. But tune in next Thursday, and we'll find out. Next week, Wednesday, will already be the second Wednesday of December. So next week, Wednesday, the 9th, 10th, 11th, whatever day of the week that is, will be our Savvy Scrapbookers video. And we're going to be doing Flurry of Fun. And then I'll be back again on Thursday with Layout 61. But this is Layout 60, Making Magic. And thanks for sticking with me. And if you have any insights on like what I was doing wrong with the trimmer, maybe you saw something at home that I didn't see here. I'd love to know, because that was really weird. And it's the second time that's happened to me. And both times it was with this paper. So I obviously did something wrong, and I don't want to do it wrong again. So, okay. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Happy scrapbooking.